So hello and welcome to this ABTA virtual in conversation with video that we're running in the lead up to the ABTA travel convention in October. And I'm delighted to say we're in conversation today with Gloria Guevara, who is of course the President and Chief Executive of the World Travel and Tourism Council. So welcome, Gloria.
Thank you.
We're very excited because you are going to be delivering the opening session at this year's convention. So I wonder, without giving too much away, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about what you're going to be discussing for delegates.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It's an honor for WCTC to join in this important event, especially under the current circumstances. I think we're going to be covering a little bit about the global view, what is happening around the world, and the most important, how does the path to recover looks like, and what do we need to do all together to recover faster. That's what we're going to be talking during the session mainly.
Okay, well, of course, you mentioned there it's a difficult period that we are in, unprecedented and absolute crisis for the travel industry. And we've been covering at Travel Weekly many of the releases you've been putting out around job losses as one thing. But I wonder if you could say what you think is the biggest factor, the biggest challenge that the travel industry is facing, Gloria.
I would say when we look at the past situations and how we were able to recover from some faster than others, for us, the greatest challenge right now is this coordinated approach among governments and the private sector. The lesson learned from the 2008 financial crisis that we were able to recover in a V shape with 18 months average around the world, some countries more or less. It was because we had a coordinated approach. It was very clear what was going to happen and by when, and the public and private collaboration was unprecedented. But more important, the coordination among countries. And for us to resume international travel and for us to resume and bring back all those millions of jobs that you mentioned impacted, that is instrumental and that is crucial. And that's why we at the private sector need to be very united and working together more than ever in order to engage more with the governments and have them to help us in this path for recovery that it seems very challenging.
Yeah, well, you've touched on it there a little bit, Gloria, but I mean, the theme of the ABTA Travel Convention this year is rebuilding confidence in travel. So having that coordinated approach will obviously go some way towards that. But what else would be the key elements to rebuilding confidence, do you think?
Well, in learning from the past, when you look at the situations that it took us longer to recover, for instance, one of those was 9/11, that it took us years, an average of 4 years around the world. And one of the main reasons, it was because it took us longer to rebuild that trust, that confidence from the traveler. The lack of standard protocols, every country working in silos and without the collaboration with the private sector made things very difficult. So rebuilding trust, rebuilding that confidence from the traveler should be our priority number one for all of us, and we need to do everything that we can in our power and in our engagements with governments to help us to rebuild that. Because, and that's what you see when they come up with travel barriers and decisions that they impact that confidence. That's when we see massive cancellations. That's when we see that the recovery is going to be longer than expected. So rebuilding travelers' trust is the first one. And then, of course, the collaboration among governments, having a framework that you know exactly what to expect, where you can travel, where you can advise your clients to sell, to travel, I think is very important as well. Right now, it's not even clear. We have different protocols, different implementations from governments. And of course, we don't even know because they change by the day, what's open and what's closed, right? It's a very challenging environment.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for that little teaser. I'm sure we're all looking forward to your session at the Travel Convention later this year. So for now, Gloria Guevara, thank you so much for your time. And if you want to find out more about the Travel Convention and how to register, please go to thetravelconvention.com. Thanks, Gloria.
Thank you. I'm looking forward.